All right, so here's the second part of the investment video. Watch the first part if you haven't already. What are we learning here? What's our ARCOR? So our ARCOR is how to find A, R, or N when calculating investments. So last time, here's the formula here. Last time we gave you A, R, and N minus 1 and said find for us Tn. Now we're working the other way around. So finding A, assuming you already know Tn, R, or N minus 1, or finding R, or finding N. We're going to take those one case at a time, and then we're going to give you two examples, which I just made up. And I don't know the answers to. So let's assume A is unknown. So in that case, we have Tn. We don't know A. So if you don't know, I'll make it blue. Times Rn minus 1. So to find A here, you want to divide both sides. Since we know this already, we can divide both sides by Rn minus 1. So in that case, we'll have Tn divided by Rn minus 1 equals A. Because if we divide by R minus 1 on the right side, then that cancels out, leaving with just the A. And if you have an equal sign, it doesn't matter if the A is on the left or the right. We normally leave it on the left. So I'll just put it there for now. A equals T n over Rn minus 1. And that's it. So let me erase this. Okay, what if R is unknown? So we have Tn. By the way, all this is gibberish for now, but when we come to the examples, it will start to make more sense. So feel free to skip there and then come back. So Tn equals A times R n minus 1. So you know the rate of change, say it's 20%. How do you find... Sorry, you don't know R. You know everything else, but you don't know the rate. So how do you find R? So to find R, first off, I want to get rid of that A on the left. That's bugging me by dividing both sides by A. What happens is that the A's cancel out, and we're left with Tn over A equals Rn minus 1. I'll leave that R being blue for now, because we don't know it. Okay, how do we get rid of that n minus 1? Well, here's a secret. We actually we R minus 1 root both sides. What on earth, Mr. Williams, does that mean? I will show you in example 1 very soon, but we R minus 1 root. Sorry, n minus 1 root on both sides. And that will give you your answer. Alright, finally, if n is unknown, there's only one question in the exercise where n is unknown and it's very annoying, but it's still worth going through. It's annoying because it's simple, but it just requires some guess and checking. So if n is unknown, well, same like always, let's divide both sides by A. So we're going to have Tn over A equals Rn minus 1. And the thing is, we will know what R is. So it's a bit hard to explain, so I'll just give you an example. Let's say we get 0.25 equals 0.5 n minus 1. So what you have to do here is just try a whole bunch of n's to see which n's work to give you the answer. So you're going to have to make a little table. For example, if n is, say So I'll put A as answer. So if n is these numbers, then what's your answer? So if n is 1, then we're going to have 0.5 to the power of 0, which is 1. If we have n being 2, we're going to have 0.5 to the power of 2 minus 1. So 0.5 to the power of 1, which is 0.5. And when blah, 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 so on and so on, you discover that's the answer. But that's really the only strategy. And it's in the book. It's question 4 in the book, if I remember. Question 4. Okay, give it a try, but also if it's too hard, just skip it and look at the answers. That's one of them. It's the only, you have to guess and check, and it's not a nice question. It's not very beautiful. This part's where A's are known and R's are known is a lot more helpful. So you can use those two sort of formulas I just made up. Oops. All right. Example 1. Ari has bought a prized poodle worth $2,000, and has had the poodle for 5 years. So at the end of the 5 years, the poodle is worth $3,500. At what rate, so what's the R, at what rate does the poodle appreciate every year? All right, so let's do it what we always do. So how did I do it? Was the R down here? Something like that. Something like that. So what's our A? It starts at $2,000. Tn is how much it's worth at the nth year, or the n-1th term. So that's the nth term or the n-1th year. So what does it say here? Yeah, 5 years. 5 years. So 5. Tn is 5 years. Or same like before. It won't be 5 this time. It will be 6. Remember, because if it's T1, then that's the starting point, and T2 will be the first year after that. So the end of the first year, and at the end of the 5th year, it'll be a T6. Same as in the last video. So Tn is 6. R will be, don't know. And N, so here's the R, we don't know what it is. And N will be 6. I realize I've just stuffed up. So N is 6. Tn is the value at the 6th year, which is 3,500. So that's Tn over here. So we have A, R, Tn, and N. So what's our formula? It's up here. That bad boy. Let me copy and paste that. Bring it there. All right. And just chuck it all in. So 3,500 Tn equals 2,000 A times what's our R? We don't know that. And N minus 1, so 5. So as above, I can just chuck this formula in, but if the steps aren't so bad, it's worth doing it yourself. 3,500 divided by 2,000 by dividing 2,000 on both sides equals R5. And here's what I mean by the n minus 1th root. It's really not too bad. We want to find what R is. And there's this annoying 5th in the way. So how do you tell it to bugger off? Use 5th root, both sides. Because once you do that, with the 5th root of that side, so you want a 5th root both sides. Once you do that, the 5th root cancels out with the 5th. Right, plus is the opposite of minus, times is the opposite of divide, square roots are the opposite of squares, 5th roots are the opposite of fifths. So you have 5th root both sides, and how do you do that in a calculator? Let's come over here, the 5th root, so there's a button there with the 5th root. Do you see a little yellow button there? You can chuck a 5 in there, so shift that funny button. Whoops. Actually, don't do that first. 5, so the 5th root. So 5, 5th root of 3,500 divided by 2,000, that's what a fraction is, it's just dividing by, is that. So 1.1184, blah, 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 blah. So R is 1.1184, blah, 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 blah. Have you answered the question? No. What does the question say? At what rate does a poodle appreciate in value every year? So what rate? Let's convert that to a percentage. So working backwards now. So that must be 11.84%. So therefore, the poodle has appreciated. Increased. That's what appreciated means. By 11.84% per annum or per year. That's what PA means. Excellent. Example 2. Tara loves dirt bikes and bought a cool bike 5 years ago. The dirt bike is now worth $500. Assuming a constant decreasing rate of 30%, so that's going to be R then, 30%. How much was the bike when Tara first bought it? So first bought it, what does that mean? Well, when you first buy something, that's going to be your A. Now let's work backwards. That's your R. So is your R 0.3? No, it's not. It's 1 minus 0.3. Or 70%, or 0.7. So your A, we don't know. What else? We need N and Tn. So N is the N is the term number. So that's going to be here, the 5 here, a 5, the 5th term. So actually the 6th term number, because you add the 1 using this argument here. And Tn is your 6th term. So your 6th term, we only have one other thing I highlighted here, which I haven't used already, that one here. So $500. It's now worth $500, so that's going to be $500 at the 6th term. We have everything we need. Let's use this formula again. So Tn is 500. A is, don't know. R is 0.7. N minus 1 is 5. All right. I'm going to try to color code it. I'm not doing a very good job, but we don't know something. I'll make it blue. So A. So how do you find A? So go back to our example here. If A is unknown, you just get Tn divided by R to the power of n minus 1. So Tn is 500 divided by that stuff there. So A equals that thing divided, that thing divided by that thing. So 500 divided by 0.705, which is 500 divided by 0.70 to the power of 5. 2974. 2974.95 dollars. Have you answered the question? No. How much was the bike when Tara first bought it? We must write a conclusion. Therefore, the bike was that amount, 9.5, when Tara first bought it. And try to write better than my handwriting. That's your challenge. All right. So we've done how to find A, R, and N. So N's just the oddball here, but the rest A and R you should be able to do now. Okay, your expectation if you're in Mat 202 Mr. Williams class 2021 is to solve 39, 40, and 41 by the weekend. All right. Any questions, send me an email. Good luck.